In a small, peaceful valley surrounded by mountains that touched the clouds, there lived a young girl named Aira. She was known for her gentle smile, her soft voice, and her heart that was kinder than the spring breeze. Aira lived with her grandmother, Nani Noor, a wise old woman who had spent her life teaching love, patience, and the quiet magic hidden in everyday moments. Their little house was simple: wooden walls, a clay stove, and a tiny garden filled with colorful flowers that danced whenever the wind visited. Among all those flowers, there was one that Aira loved the most, a small white blossom growing near the old well. It wasn't the brightest nor the biggest, but it had a glow that felt alive. Its petals looked soft as moonlight, and no matter the season, the flower never faded. Every morning, Aira would kneel beside it and whisper, "You're special, aren't you?" And somehow, the flower always seemed to nod with the breeze. One day, while she was tending the garden, Aira asked her grandmother, "Nani, why does this flower never fade? Every other flower loses its petals, but this one stays as fresh as the first morning I saw it." Nani Noor's eyes sparkled with a secret warmth. "Because, my child, some things grow from love, not soil." Aira didn't fully understand, but the words stayed in her heart. Days passed, then months. Aira grew into a graceful young woman, full of dreams. She wanted to study, explore the world, and do something meaningful. But she worried about leaving her grandmother alone. One evening, as the sun painted the sky gold and pink, Nani Noor sat beside her at the well. Her hands trembled a little, and her breathing was softer than usual. "My dear," she said, "the world is waiting for you. You must go where your heart leads. Don't let your fears hold you back." Aira held her grandmother's hands tightly. "But Nani, who will take care of you?" Nani smiled. "Love takes care of everything." Aira didn't realize then that her grandmother was preparing her for a moment she didn't want to face. A few weeks later, on a quiet winter morning, Nani Noor closed her eyes for the last time. The house felt empty, the air still. Aira sat beside her, tears falling like silent rain. She felt as if her whole world had crumbled. That evening, she walked to the garden. The cold wind brushed against her, but the white flower continued glowing softly, untouched by winter. Aira sat beside it and cried, her tears falling on the soft soil. "You said love takes care of everything," she whispered. "But why does this pain feel so heavy?" As she touched the flower gently, a strange warmth spread through her fingertips. It felt like a heartbeat, a gentle presence, like her grandmother's comforting touch. Aira gasped. The flower was warm, alive. She remembered Nani Noor's words, "Some things grow from love, not soil." Aira began visiting the flower daily. Whenever the ache in her heart became unbearable, she sat beside it and felt the same warmth, the same reassurance that she wasn't alone. Slowly, her grief softened. The memories of her grandmother turned from sharp pain into soft strength. Years passed. Aira worked hard, studied, and eventually became a teacher, returning to the same village to spread kindness as her grandmother once did. Her students adored her for her patience, her understanding, and the calm way she solved every problem. In every lesson, Aira taught them something her grandmother had taught her. Love is not something that fades. It stays alive in the things we do, the people we help, and the kindness we share. But the flower, oh, the flower remained the same. Neither sunlight nor storms could weaken it. Its glow stayed, as steady as the moon's reflection on still water. One spring morning, many years later, Aira found a little girl standing near the flower. She was wiping her tears quietly. Aira approached her gently. "What troubles you, sweetheart?" she asked. "My mother is sick," the girl whispered. "I prayed for her to get better, but nothing is changing." Aira knelt beside her and guided the girl's tiny hand toward the white flower. "This flower never fades because it is born from love. When we carry love in our hearts, love that is gentle, honest, and kind, it gives us strength even when life tests us." The girl looked at the flower, mesmerized. "Will my mother get better?" Aira smiled softly. "Love doesn't guarantee that everything will happen exactly as we want, but it gives us courage to face whatever comes." The girl stared at the flower for a long moment, then hugged Aira as if she had found hope again. From that day, the little girl visited the flower often, just as Aira once had. And slowly, Aira saw how the flower became a source of strength not just for her, but for many others. People in the village would come to see it, especially on days when their hearts felt heavy. One evening, as Ira watched the sunset, she finally understood the truth. The flower was not magic, not in the way stories describe. It didn't heal illnesses or bring miracles. But it reminded people of the love they had received and the love they could give. And love, true love, never fades. Ira placed her hand on her heart and whispered, "Thank you, Nani." The breeze answered her softly, brushing past her like a loving caress. The white flower continued glowing under the twilight sky, a gentle symbol of everlasting affection. It didn't need words, it didn't need explanation. It simply existed, whole, fresh, eternal. Just like love. And so, the valley learned a simple truth. Flowers may fade, seasons may change, people may come and go. But the love we plant in others, the kindness we leave behind, the memories we fill with light, those are the flowers that never fade. And somewhere in that little garden, under the watchful sky, the white blossom continued to shine. Not because of sunlight, nor water, nor time, but because it was born from a heart that loved without limits. A flower from love, a flower for all, a flower that never faded.